Hi and welcome to a new video on my channel. In this tutorial I will show you how to make one of the sections on this leaf so that you can make your own following the full pattern on the blog, or if you want to you can get a PDF version of the pattern. This particular leaf is already felted and you can use wool for felting to make a leaf of your own. This is an example. This is yarn with 50 meters per 50 grams, and you will need about 70 to 80 meters of yarn for one leaf. You can also use acrylic yarn if you want to make a decoration that's not a pot holder. So if you want a pot holder, make sure you use the wool. If you just want a decoration, you can use any other kind of yarn, and this is the same weight of yarn. You can also make this in much thinner yarn. In this tutorial I will show you how to make the shaping on the leaf, how to bind off, and how to work with the short rows so that you don't end up with holes at the end of the short row. After you watch this video you should be able to follow along with all the written instructions in the pattern, and you'll have links to the written pattern in the description of this video. So let's get started. So in this video I want to show you how to make the different parts of this leaf. When you follow the instructions in the pattern that you find on the blog, you will have some different points where maybe you will wonder what you're supposed to do. So I will show you one entire section, the equivalent of this section that comes after the middle one. So in total you will have 7 sections. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next 3 will be the same as these 3, but in the opposite direction. So I will demonstrate how to make this one, and this will show you everything you need to know to be able to follow this pattern from the beginning. So if you're wondering what to do even at the beginning, you can follow along with this tutorial and look at the different parts of the project that I'm going to show you. We begin this 5th section after binding off 8 stitches in the previous section, and we start with the chain 5. Then we pick up 5 loops in the back bumps of these 5 chains. And we have to pick up one more loop in the last stitch where we made a bind off. So that will be here, and instead of just picking up a loop in the vertical bar, we also pick it up in the horizontal bar so that we prevent the forming of a hole here where we pick up the loop. So that's 6 stitches, and then we have 9 Tunisian simple stitches. We pick up one loop in the magic ring, and if you want to know how to work in the magic ring, I have a separate video that shows you exactly how to do that, but it's just a loop. And now at the end of the row we should have 17 loops on the hook. We yarn over, pull through 2 to return. This is a short row return pass because we don't do the chain 1 and then the regular return pass. For the next row we have 2 increases, but instead of chaining 2 and picking up 2 loops in the back bumps, we chain 1. We pick up 1 loop in the back bump here, and we pick up 1 loop in the first stitch. As before, we use both the vertical and the horizontal bar to pick up the loop, and this makes an invisible increase at the beginning of the row. You can see here it's not easy to see where the increase is, and it creates a smooth shape. That's 2 increases, and then we have 13 Tunisian simple stitches, and in total we should have 16 loops on the hook. We yarn over, pull through 2 to the beginning of the row to return. And now we have another row with the same kind of increase, so we chain 1, pick up a loop in the back bump, pick up a loop in the vertical and horizontal bars of the first stitch, and then we make 12 simple stitches. We have a short row return pass again. And now at the beginning of this row we will have a picot. This will create the point in the leaf in the middle of the section. So we chain 1. This will be the increase here. Then we have a picot of 3 chains. To make the picot we chained 3 and then slip stitch in the back bump of the 3rd chain from the hook. That's the picot finished. Now we continue as before. We pick up 1 loop in the back bump of the chain we have from before, 1 loop in the first stitch, and we have 11 simple stitches. And we do the short row return pass. I want to show you the short rows here. You have a difference of 2 stitches between each row. We do the return pass. And in the next row we don't have any shaping stitches, we have 10 simple stitches. We do the short row return pass. And now we start to decrease. We have first 2 simple stitches together. This is a decrease. 1 simple stitch. And again 2 together. Then we have 11 simple stitches. And after the first 4 you're going to have to work in the short rows below. So I have 4, 5. Again I pick up both the vertical and horizontal loop for this stitch where we made the short row before. So this is 5, 6, 7. Again we have the end of a short row. 8, 9, 10, and the last end of the short row, 11. We do this so that we don't have a hole here where we pick up the loop, where we already have the end of a short row. So if you were only to pick up the vertical bar, then you would get a hole there. We do the return pass as usual. And another row with decreases. Two together, 1 simple stitch, 2 together. Now we have 12 simple stitches. And again, where we have the end of a short row, we pick up a loop in both the vertical and horizontal bars, and we do a return pass. And the last row with decreases, we have 2 together, simple stitch, 2 together, and 12 simple stitches. We pick up 1 loop in the magic ring, and we should have 17 loops on the hook, and we do a short row return pass. And the last thing we have to do is bind off. We have to bind off 6 stitches, and again we bind off doing the modified version of the simple stitch, and we slip it. And then you continue in pattern with the rest of the sections. If you want to, you can make a smaller leaf by skipping these 2 sections and just making 5. So you make the first, second, third, and then the last 2 to make a smaller leaf. And of course you also have the leaf I designed last year. If you want to make them together, you can make one of these with 5 sections, and then the big one. And you can have a set of cute Tunisian crochet leaves. You will also find a tutorial for this one on my blog and here on the channel. So I'll go ahead and finish this and show you what it looks like in the end after blocking. This one was blocked with steam, and if you're using wool, you can felt this and make a felted pot holder. When it's finished and after a gentle steam blocking, the leaf looks like this. This is the acrylic one, and if you use felting wool, it will be smaller after felting, of course, because it shrinks during the felting process. So if you use this kind of yarn, then you have to felt the pot holder at the end to make it safe for putting pots on it. Don't use the acrylic one for pots, only for decoration. You can find a lot of colors of wool for felting in local yarn shops and online. So I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial on how to make one of these sections, and that you check out the full pattern. You can find a PDF version, and it's also free on my blog, and I hope you have fun with it. So I wish you happy autumn, and if you want to see when I publish more tutorials, make sure you subscribe to the channel and to my emails if you want to get coupons and other goodies that I only send to email subscribers. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!